Hello, my name is Michelle Dexter with Keystone Law Firm, and welcome to Partnering for Your Future Estate Planning Services that are offered with the legal benefits from ARAG and Keystone Law Firm. We wanted to share information with ARAG members because there's a lot of opportunity to use your services for an estate plan, and everybody needs an estate plan. So our agenda today is going to be, how do you get started with that? What information do we collect? What do we provide to you? And what are the costs? First, you're going to start with getting a case assist number, not a claim. You're actually going to get two of them. So log in or call ARAG, select your services. Okay, now this is where it can be a little bit tricky. You want a will package or estate planning. Okay, you are not looking for a living will. That is a document that's included within the estate plan, but it's not a directive to the court for what to do with your assets. That is a directive for the medical community for what to do with your health. Okay, so the will package or the estate planning to get the numbers that you want, and then you want to add a trust as a second case assist number. So will package and trust. Once you have those numbers, call our office at Keystone Law Firm, 480-209-6942. We'll have that number again at the end, and ask for an attorney consult. Let them know that you are an ARAG benefit member. So one thing that I shared during the attorney consult meeting, but I wanted to share here, is why have a trust? Why have an estate plan, right? Here in Arizona, a trust is really important to making sure that your estate plan works really well and to keep you out of court, basically. Okay, so assets that are just in your name, which is currently probably how most of your assets are, your bank account, your house, your brokerage accounts, your vehicles, those types of things, right? Those are subject to probate through court after you pass. All right, that can be a lengthy process. It is a public process, and my clients who file for probate will shortly thereafter start receiving solicitations to purchase property and those types of things, because people are trolling the public records for the probate cases and looking for opportunities to get a family in distress who is anxious to sell a piece of property and to be able to purchase that at a reduced value. Okay. The other thing that people need to consider when they have assets that are just in their name is that if we need to access those funds during an incapacity or during a period where you can't do that for yourself, we are looking for a conservatorship if we don't have a power of attorney. Okay, if we have a power of attorney, the power of attorney has to be accepted by the financial institution, and if the financial institution decides not to accept it, then we're back to court for a conservatorship. All right, reasons that banks don't accept the power of attorney can be many, but the biggest one we hear is that the document has become old or stale. So our rule of thumb is that that should be updated every 2 to 5 years, no more than 5 years. All right. You also may have assets that have a beneficiary designation, such as a life insurance policy or a retirement account. All right. Now, while those can avoid probate, right, because those should go directly to the beneficiary, you're going to want to make sure that you're constantly keeping up with your beneficiary, because those types of accounts typically don't have a real strong contingency plan. So if something happens to one of your beneficiaries and you haven't updated it, that could end up in that beneficiary's probate. It could end up in your beneficiary's probate. It could go someplace that you are not anticipating or wanting those funds to go to. So having a very clear understanding of how that beneficiary designation works and following up with that on a regular basis is really important. But assets that are in your name, even with a beneficiary, are still subject to needing that power of attorney or needing a conservator. All right. Assets that are titled to your trust, however, they do avoid probate after your death, and they don't require a power of attorney. So there is not the discretion by the financial institutions on whether or not they're going to accept it. So that's part of the reason that we really strongly believe that every family needs a trust as part of their estate plan. All right. So when you come to meet with us, we'll do an attorney consult. Now that you have a basic understanding of why you need a trust, we can spend more time talking about your family's specific situation, whether or not we might need spousal protections, beneficiary protections, a retirement trust, special needs language, and learning about the different things that a trust can do. Because even if those aren't things that you need right now, it's important to understand how a trust can operate, because if things change in the future, then you'll know when it's time and appropriate to come back and see us and talk about those changes. All right. Once we've had the attorney consult, we'll send you off with some homework. Key things to remember. With the ARAG program, the distribution to beneficiaries is typically equally to your children. All right. If you don't have any children, then it might be family, friends, or charity, and we can talk about that. If you're looking to do something special or something that deviates from that equally to your children, that's something that we'll talk about in the attorney consult and how we accomplish that. All right. But the key things that you'll want to pick out are, who are your beneficiaries? What do you want them to receive, and how do you want them to receive that? Is it going to be outright? Is it going to be at a certain age? Does it need to come in a beneficiary protected trust? And those are things that we can talk about at that attorney consult. All right. In addition, you're going to choose who your financial agents are. Who are the decision makers? Who should pay your bills and handle your affairs in the event that you can't do that for yourself? All right. And those may be people that are good with their own money, has the same financial values as you, those types of things. But we can talk about that a little bit at the attorney consult as well. In addition, you're going to provide to us who your healthcare agents are. Your healthcare agents are going to be your advocates for you in the event that you can't make healthcare decisions for yourself, right? Or in the event that you are in rehab, you are healing from a surgery, you're too sick to handle things for yourself. They're going to be the ones that can do that. And so there's some criteria around that we encourage people to consider when they're choosing their healthcare agents. If you have young children, it will also be naming guardians for them in the event that the parents can't act in that capacity. What are we going to provide to you after you provide that information to us? So we've got your trust documents, your pour-over wills, and your financial power of attorney, as well as a deed if a deed is needed. All right. The financial documents are going to help you avoid probate after your death and help you avoid a conservatorship during your lifetime. In addition, we're going to provide you with healthcare documents, a healthcare power of attorney, a HIPAA authorization, and a living will. Those healthcare documents are going to help you avoid a guardianship during your lifetime. And we'll talk at the attorney consult about the differences between those three documents and what they accomplish for you. All right. We'll also be providing you with guidance on funding your trust and making your estate plan work according to your wishes. So we're going to help you. I know it can seem really intimidating, that these are really hard choices, but we're going to help you simplify it and make it as easy as possible for you. I know that this may all be new to you, but that's where the benefit of having our advice can be really beneficial, to making sure that the things that you're not even aware of yet are considered as part of your final decision making. Okay, so what does coming to Keystone with your ARAG benefits cost you? For your final financial documents, out-of-pocket cost $0. It doesn't cost you anything. If you need to upgrade to spousal protections or beneficiary protections, a special needs trust, we have a kids plan. Some of those things do come at additional upgraded costs, but you also get a 25% discount based off of your ARAG benefits for that. So it's worth considering if that's something that's important to you. It will cost you about 2 to 3 hours of your time at the office, and also some time funding. The funding can vary by client depending on how many assets you have, where they're located, those types of things. But we will provide you some guidance on all of that. So is it worth your time to do that? Absolutely, because you will spend a lot more money and a lot more time having to go to court to get a conservatorship put in place, or having to do probate after passing of a loved one. We also include your healthcare documents. Again, no out-of-pocket costs. You're going to spend the time choosing your agents. You might spend some time talking to them about the documents. We're going to upload your healthcare documents to the Healthcare Directives Registry here in Arizona. That allows the hospitals to access that information directly. And they're also going to provide us with a wallet card that has a QR code on it. So anybody who scans the QR code can have your healthcare power of attorney, your HIPAA authorization, and your living will. Okay. In addition, you're going to get the benefit of our advice, which also has no additional cost to it. It's really important to us here at Keystone that we are educating people on the different things that an estate plan can do. Those options may not be what's necessary for you right now, but if you don't even know that they're an option and something changes for you in the future, it's important to us that you know when is time to come back and talk to us about things. You don't have to be an expert in it, but you should have enough knowledge to know that if something significant changes, to come back and talk to us. All right. So the next steps, first, reach out to ARAG, get those 2 case assist numbers. Let them know you're looking at doing the estate plan, a will package, and a trust. Then reach out to Keystone, let us know that you're an ARAG member, provide that case assist, those 2 case assist numbers, and get scheduled for an attorney consult. You'll meet with us initially to, again, talk about more detailed and unique situations related to your family. And then you'll come to the office. We're located here in South Chandler to sign the documents. If you cannot get to South Chandler but are in the Arizona area, we can make arrangements for a remote sign and potentially getting a remote notary out to you. There may be some additional cost to you for doing that, but if you come into Keystone, into our office, we'll help get everything signed and finalized at that point in time. Once you have your estate plan, we do encourage you, review it annually, go through, make sure that your assets are funded, make sure your beneficiaries are still good, make sure your agents are still good. With your ARAG benefits, at any time that you need to make changes, that's included in your program. So you'll just reach out to them and let them know, and then come back to us and we'll be happy to make those changes for you. Okay. So like we said, look every year at your documents, review your binder, make sure the documentation and the information and the people are still correct. If you need to make changes, reach back out to ARAG. You will get a new case assist number. You're going to select codicil or amendment for the document review. And luckily for you guys, there's no waiting period if the members remain continually enrolled in the ARAG program. We really appreciate your time and listening to this webinar today. We are strong believers in educating our community and helping you know what the information is so that you can make educated choices with regards to your personal life and your estate plan. We do have a lot of other webinars that we've done, not only on estate planning, but also some financial aspects, some tax advice, some complicated estate planning, some simplified estate planning. So check out our YouTube channel. The link is there for our Keystone Law Firm YouTube channel. We've got lots of webinars on there. In addition, Keystone Law Firm, Alexis Cortez is our client intake specialist. You can reach out to him via email if you have any questions or if you're running into any issues. Again, we really appreciate your time today. We look forward to helping you. Please share this within your community of coworkers that have these benefits. A lot of people just leave these benefits sitting on the table thinking that they need it for more of a criminal action or some other kind of lawsuit action. Use these benefits for your estate plan and avoid the lawsuit, avoid the court actions. Okay, thank you so much. Again, my name is Michelle Dexter with Keystone Law Firm. Really appreciate your time, and reach out to us if you have any questions. Have a great day.